What do I think? I think I know nothing. I think a lot of things. And you have to allow yourself to hold ideas in meaningful and powerful ways. And you have to be selective about those ideas. And if you're going to try to play the game, if you want to get something out of it while you're here or afterwards, you should come up with something. A game plan, a set of principles, a scaffolding, something you can hold on to in the toughest of times, or the most opportunistically beautiful, possibly beautiful times. Maybe in times when you need to turn the ugly into the beautiful. So, what do I think? Right now, snapshot, July 2nd, 2024. I suspect that the all, the universe, the mesh we all rest upon, and maybe even are attached to and a tendril of, that is indifferent. A platform which we exist upon and maybe we're a part of is indifferent to good and evil. And the sociology of what it means to be individual beings. And I don't mean it doesn't love us. I mean that it literally is everything possible, so it can't prefer because it is. And once you get over that, I think that's the biblical story of consuming from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Because if you're not careful, it can be challenging to revere an all, a supreme everything that also is okay with abominations as well as beautiful, and that the balance is perfect, right? Because then that suggests you're kind of on your own in a little bit of a way, at least separate from the big all, you know? Maybe there's many levels of things in between us and the big all, but even those beings are subject to the whims of a non-biased universe. That the universe is just as well okay with a blossoming green planet as it is one that's been absolutely destroyed in a major cataclysmic cosmological event. Okay, so I'm not even going to use the G word. Let's assume that the big G is that. Which means we have to shrink ourselves down right to the individual. Because all the intermediaries, I mean, I guess they're untrustworthy. Some people revere history and the record left by our ancestors. There's much to learn there, much wisdom, but it's material world wisdom. And some might argue that these works have been inspired by the divine. And I can't argue with that, except to say, this is what I think, and what I think is that the divine only sets the stage for the possible, meaning we're left to paint it. And that creativity, though it's in the image, or at least it's in the programming upon which we are laid out, it's ours. It's our tool to wield. Creativity and love are ours. And this is why we, the beings, are so special. Because we get to do what the all can't. We get to be freely in the moment and explore the possible and observe novelty without omni everything. You know, what fun would it be to know everything? So I think what I'm saying is, I'm grateful for the all. I see the mission before me, which is to be, pay attention, treat each moment as if it's an eternity. And I recognize that within me is built in a longing to grasp the ungraspable, to fathom both my perfect oblivion and absence of existence, and to long for a possible returning to the all, or to a source from which my memory and my attachment has been held back, withheld. I have to be okay with either of these things and still rectify the present moment and give it meaning and purpose. And on top of that, I seem to be here with about 8, going on 9 billion people, and all kinds of other beings. And I've yet to meet one who has convinced me that they have done more than glimpse the unknowable. This shouldn't make me feel lonely. This should make me feel in good company. I don't want to know if this is it. And when I take my last breath, everything that is me begins the slow fade into the dust of time, and that there's no spark or essence or spirit or energy of mine that dissipates and remains forever in an eternal bliss or whatever. I don't want to know. I don't want to ruin the surprise. I'm also open to mystical experience and a richness in my exposure to the possible, within the limits of my own will an intention, the ones I've chosen for myself, the ones that have been forged through love and my built upon relationships with my material world, my maternal world. And my own internal insights. Since that's all we got. Anyways, good luck out there.